Welcome, everyone, to a very special edition of Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Derling, and it's very special because I've got two co-hosts that three of us have never been on together before. So I've got Chez, who's been on for quite a few review episodes, and joining us, as usual, our ever-dependable, our Rudy Sarzo, Jex Russell.
Howdy, everybody.
Yes.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Tim.
Jex is suited up. He's ready to go. So yeah, I reached out to these guys for reasons I knew they were both big fans of this band, and after a while, after much searching, I finally got a sufficient amount of vinyl, I think, to talk about this band. And I thought we'd have some fun here talking about AC/DC, our AC/DC collections on vinyl. I know Chez is a big fan, Jex is a big fan. So yeah, we're just going to go through our AC/DC catalogs. Now, I don't know. I know a little bit of what Jex has. Jex knows some of what I have because he's been with me when I've picked a few of these up. But I'm not sure what Chez has. I think he's got quite a bit more than both of us. So that's it. This is going to be awesome. So I guess we'll just go in order. I'm not sure who's got what, but let's start at the beginning. Let's start at high voltage. What does everybody got for high voltage related stuff?
So the 2003 reissues, that's my copy here.
Nice. Mine appears to be an original. Mine's a Canadian on Atco.
Oh, nice. Really cool.
Yeah. Mine's a Canadian on Atco, but it's a reissue. I can tell because it's got the old Canadian. It's got the maple leaf in the corner there.
Oh,
So that tells me it was reissued sometime in the 80s.
Yeah.
I've always been amused by the letters on the back of this record, for the various band members and their bad behavior, like making fun of themselves. Yeah, so this record is, as longtime AC/DC fans know, this is actually a compilation. It was their first international release, but it has songs from their first album in Australia, which was called High Voltage. Actually, only two of the songs. Most of the songs on this record come from the 1975 album TNT, which so basically this is more TNT than it is High Voltage. But they can't. I like the cover for it. First of many covers with just Angus on it. I actually like the primitive logo.
yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, this was one of the more recent ones that I found at one of the Riverview Expos. So shout out to our buddy Marty.
Yeah, that was last spring, I think.
Yeah, one of the last ones I needed. And actually, mine appears to be older, Jex, because it's an old yellow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
very cool.
So Jex's looks like an 80s. Of course,
Yeah.
you don't know the history on these. This could be like an 80s era sleeve with a 70s era record. Like this, these could be. You buy these records used. They could be all Frankenstein together. You don't know.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. I have the same maple leaf as you do, though. So who knows?
yes, so your record actually looks like it's of the 80s period, because that's what the Vandenberg records look like.
Right.
They've got that repeating Atco logo. So mine looks a lot older. Yeah, cool. One may never know. Someone out there knows, maybe. So next up, even though it didn't actually come out until 1981, it's dated 1976. So talking about Dirty Deeds, done dirt cheap, with the really weird Hypnosis reissue cover, not using the logo. And it's so very Hypnosis. Have you guys seen the Hypnosis show on Netflix? I don't think it's.
No, I didn't see that.
No, I think so far it's only on Netflix in the US. I don't know if it's called The Circle Squared or something, but I really want to watch it because there's such unique style, and you don't really mistake a Hypnosis cover for anyone else. But
Yeah, I'd love to know the story here.
yeah, I like the fact that they left the bars in place when the like the
Right.
bars over the eyes, and like it is so, the way that they shot it, the way that they lit it, you could just tell it's Hypnosis. Mine's Canadian, of course. It's also got maple leaf on it. I actually picked this up at Back Alley Music in Charlottetown on a vacation a few years back. So yeah, never understood why they put Problem Child on here, because Problem Child already appeared on Let There Be Rock, and there were so many other of those spare songs they could have stuck on there. But anyway, and yeah, one thing about it, this one actually did come with
Oh, there you go.
lyrics in a sleeve. Now, what do our records look like, Jax?
The bars on the eyes right there.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
So mine's just got the red green Atlantic label.
I think mine is this. Yeah, mine appears to be. Yeah, same.
Yeah. Although, hold that up again, Jax. This is cool. Look how it's written. It's totally different.
Oh, bigger font.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So these are from two different time periods.
Huh.
Yeah, again, mine's the 2003 reissues. They all have that custom.
Yeah, the
Wow.
Sony
Label.
reissues.
Sony.
Yeah.
And
So
the
at
nice,
least-
come up those nice write-ups on the inner sleeves.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get the real ACDC logo on the label there, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah. What always eluded me, like I bought these kind of like just as they were coming out. I guess there was a box set released of all of them at once. Of course, that goes for a lot now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you would have loved to get a hold of one of those, but got them also just as happy, you know.
Yeah.
So next up, 1977. This is another Riverview Record Expo find. The Riverview Record Expo has served me well for AC/DC. It's Let There Be Rock. Cool cover. First time the logo appeared. Jax is struggling.
Hold on. Here we go.
Jax, there we go. we don't wait for Jax. We give Jax an awful hard time. So yeah, I like this. This first time the logo appeared, and I've never been sure if that's a drawing or a picture that's been made to look like a drawing, but it's a cool effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's a picture.
This
I always
is
like that. Yeah. I've always liked the cover in that one.
this got the Canadian or the Maple Leaf on it too. That's what Warner Music did. So I mean, these records would have been reissued so often. And I've got the repeating. This one's got the repeating Atco label on it.
Same as me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Chez, so Chez, is yours a reissue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all mine that you're gonna see, they're gonna be those 2003 reissue, except the later ones which came out
In real
and then they were
time.
released on vinyl real time, and
Yeah.
a couple I got at the end. But yeah, they sound great, and yeah, these records are meant to be played loud, so all good stuff.
It's funny. It took me it was weird when they first started coming out with those, because it's like it was weird for me to see AC/DC albums on Sony because they were on Atlantic for so many years. But you know, these companies just buy out entire catalogs, so why not? So next one I have, this one I found at High Tides in St. Stephen. So I want to send a shout out to Greg there. This is Power Age from 1978. Again, another primitive, you know, everything written on here is primitive, but I like it and it fits. This is actually, it's Canadian, but it does not have Maple Leaf on the back of it. So this makes me think maybe this one actually dates back to 1978. And again, like you buy them used and you don't know if they came with lyric sleeves, or at least I don't.
Yeah.
My copy is just the red green Atlantic logo or label.
Yeah, just to make a comment, Tim, when you again that alternate logo, like I'm not really a fan when bands change a label, but I like those kind of alternate logos that AC/DC went with on the first album and on Power Age. Just something, I don't know, 70s and simple about it. Just it kind of fits. It doesn't work for all bands, but of course I love the classic one. But I like that Power Age logo too. Yeah.
I agree.
It is interesting that, you know, it's almost like they didn't know it was their classic logo yet.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes bands would do that. But what it's interesting is because like I said, the primitive one on the cover of High Voltage, that's kind of what they ended up going with the lightning bolt. Like that kind of stuck. That's kind of been a constant. I guess there's a lightning bolt on Power Age too. It's just different. That's why that Dirty Deeds looks so strange, where it's just a slash. It doesn't.
That was for sure.
Only a few bands can get away with changing their logo. Rush,
Motley Crue.
But, you know, like Metallica, for example, you need the lightning M and the A. Like when they changed it for I think Saint Anger, it's like I didn't care for that, you know.
Yeah. I've seen people make their own covers up and put the logo on it, and for some it shouldn't matter, but it makes a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
The next thing, I actually found this at Backstreet Records in Fredericton. Live album from '78. If You Want Blood, You Got It.
Nice.
I know this was staged. I'd still like to know how they did this.
For the time, yeah. For the time, it was well done. Yeah. See, that's another one I need to get. Two in a row I don't have.
This is a Canadian one. Again, it doesn't have the maple leaf on it, so this one may date back to an original copy. I don't know.
What's the label? Red green?
It's red green, but with a little bit better, bigger printing, and the way that it's printed looks very old to me, and it's also very faded.
Okay.
And now that I hold this up to the light, it also looks very scratched. Yeah, these records could talk, man. Tell the story.
Yeah.
1979, of course, the first big AC/DC album. They're all big sellers now, but the first one that was big in its time, of course, was Highway to Hell.
Great album.
Got this one from High Tides, and this is a Canadian edition with the maple leaf. So the maple leaf, for those, I've explained this on different episodes. Warner labels in Canada used this from like 1979 to about 1984. So it was either used for releases that came out then or reissues that were done during that time.
Yeah.
And the label
We'd love
itself,
to get a copy, alternate cover, the
with the flames. Yeah.
I would love to have that.
Yeah.
No, for as big of an album that was, I never see it anywhere. That's why I don't have it. I never come across it. You'd think it'd be more available.
I think people hold on to their AC/DC records. That's my general opinion.
I think so.
All right. Then there's this other one. Maybe you've heard of it. It's only sold since we started filming, it probably sold another cool million. Will Never Not Sell, Back in Black. And see. Yeah, my copy. Yeah, it's embossed. Hold it up to the light so you can see it. Yeah, it's embossed on the front. And it's Canadian because it's got the maple leaf, and mine's got the sleeve. I've always been amused by the fact that they've got all these pictures, and the pictures they're all on stage except for Brian because he hadn't been on stage with them yet.
Spot the new guy.
Yeah.
Always love that. Yeah.
And again, oh, look at that.
Oh, nice checks.
Yeah.
Wow, very cool.
You know, mine was Frankenstein. I used to have the same one you have, Tim.
Yeah.
But I found a better cover for it, so I swapped it. But my other one was red green.
The red green. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna guess yours was older, or that record there is older.
Might be. I
don't know how you could tell. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
So next up, this is one I want to send a shout out to Dexter's Flea Market because I used to find a lot of stuff there. Dexter's Flea Market is no more, although we still see him at the expos. 1981. Those about to rock, we salute you. Again, it's embossed, the logo and the cannon, and actually the titles too. So, and that cover has maple leaf on it. It's also got this Warner. Around this time, 81, 82, they would have these Warner stickers on them, which is kind of interesting. Oh, yeah. And this one's actually a gatefold. It's a very classic shot of the band on stage. I've seen this on posters. Of course, they're big now, big band now, so they gotta, yeah.
Another one of those cases where they considered it not as successful because they didn't sell as many as Back in Black, but this sold really well also.
Yeah.
That classic. There's a version of this where the cover is not gold, it's white.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Country that's from. But I would love to come across that someday. Yeah.
I think Jex and I have the same vinyl. So it looks like his Back in Black record, but it's in brown to match the album cover.
Yeah.
Kind of neat.
Yeah, very cool.
And I also have, this is the only 45 I have from AC/DC. So it's for Let's Get It Up. Now, this is interesting because it says Let's Get It Up backed with Snowballed. But since this is a promo copy, which has got it's got the red and white Atlantic on one side and the blue on the other. It's just got the same song on both sides. So it's stereo and mono, which is really interesting. And it's also got a little bit of a preview for the album, and it's got all the song titles listed, which is kind of neat.
You got that one at review as well, didn't you?
I sure did, yeah. And I can't remember his name or the couple that's always there. They're very, very nice people.
Yeah.
Picked up a lot of 45s there. Next up, I'm excited about this one because I know about Jex's copy. And I like this album anyway. This is an overlooked album. Really good album. Flick of a switch.
Oh yeah, I love this one.
Yeah. 1983. Again, third one in a row that's embossed.
Right.
Yeah, very simple, very stark, but I like it. Canadian copy on Atlantic. And very, very sparse liner notes, but basically enough to let you know that you've got the actual sleeve to the record. And once again, we've got this older style Atlantic label, but it's all in white. So let's see.
Yeah, same label. I don't know how well it's going to show on camera.
No, yeah, I can tell. Oh my goodness. Did somebody use that to cook pizza on it or what?
Can you see?
Wow.
How well does that play with
it? The needle bounces.
Yeah.
But it gets worse over time. When I bought it, it wasn't so bad. So I played it a few times, but I wouldn't dare it now. I just hold on to it until I get a better copy. But yeah, I don't count this as my that's
it. You know, some people might say there'd be a way to restore that, but I could just picture like it ruining it completely.
Well, apparently they sell like a press, but I've never. I don't know. I feel like
clothes iron.
Yeah, yeah.
Ruin the record and the iron. Get the vinyl stuck all over.
2 for 1.
Yeah. So the first one I'm missing, and maybe one of you guys has it. I don't have 74 Jailbreak on vinyl, so
I actually don't have anything after. Oh, there it is.
You know, I've had it in my hands different times, the reissue version, but I'm kind of holding out to see if I can find an Atlantic version, but I may end up getting a reissue.
Yeah. All great songs. They came from the earlier albums, but nice quick listen, but just awesome. And you know, they're all great, and very cool. I like this one a lot.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I mean, Atlantic at that point, they could have put out a full like 10-song album full of songs.
That would have sold because like the Dirty Deeds went to 6 million on the heels of Back in Black.
Yeah,
like that would have sold right there.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. Like, so yeah, that's basically 5 songs. That's one side of a record, but I mean, they could have put like Rock and Peace, Crabsty Blue, Love Song, Cold-Hearted Man. Yeah. So there's lots of songs that AC/DC did in the 70s that were all on. Most of them ended up on the album. Like, you know, Jailbreak is actually from Dirty Deeds, but you never think of it as that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that the one that has the cover of Baby Please Don't Go?
Yeah.
Such a good cover.
Yeah. That was actually their first big hit in Australia. The next one's another Riverview Record Expo find. Fly on the Wall.
Yeah,
Jax, this is you like this album a lot, right?
I like it a lot. It's among my favorites. It's among my favorite. Power Ridge and Fly on the Wall, 2 of my favorites. This
is actually a Canadian Columbia House version, and it's got the sleeve with it.
Good songs on here. Yep.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And again, they're using this Atlantic label.
Oh, brown.
This one's like very brown or almost like a brick red.
Oh.
And boy, is this ever scratched. Like, I doubt this would play if I threw this on a turntable.
So probably. I wonder if the labels are trying to reflect the colors.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. And I also don't have Who Made Who, although I have a funny story to tell about that.
Yeah.
I knew Chez would come through for us.
There he goes. I don't have that on any format, actually. I need to get that one.
Oh, again, what?
I know. Well, to me, it was like there's only 2 songs I don't have, so I always kind of put it.
But you got to have Who Made Who.
I know. I think I'm gonna get it soon.
So I want to tease Jax a little bit because he's a good sport about it. working so hard to get Jex, finding Jex a bunch of AC/DC cassettes. And then he says, yeah, I'm actually kind of getting rid of some of my cassettes. What a guy.
Not the AC/DC though. I'm keeping
Not the okay. Well,
Yeah.
then I don't feel so bad then. Yeah, okay. So yeah, next up, mine's actually sealed. I don't think it's worth much, but blow up your video.
Wow.
So my funny story behind this is that it's happened to me twice now at the Riverview Expo, is that I had this in my hands thinking I was buying Who Made Who because they're so similar looking.
If you blink, you totally would think it's that copy. Yeah, exactly.
They're in a row,
Yeah.
and it's like, guys, did you just have no ideas? And yeah, so this is I don't know where I must have got it online. This is actually a US copy, and it's completely sealed, and it's not a cutout either. So that's kind of neat. And no, I'm not going to open it.
That's another underrated AC/DC.
See, I think the first two singles are good, and I don't really care too much for the rest of it. But I don't know.
It's
Someday
also,
I may revisit it and may think differently. I don't know, but yeah, twice I've exchanged money with the same guy, and I can't think of his name. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I've already got this one. I thought I was buying Who Made Who. So now it's almost like I have to do a double take. Someday I'll find it.
Yeah. It was also the first AC/DC album I ever heard in full. So I think there's like that sentimental value too.
Oh, it's AC/DC. Like there's nothing wrong with it. I can't remember the songs. I have a hard time remembering how the songs go. Next one I've got is Razor's Edge. Now this one is a Sony reissue because I've never seen an Atco version.
No,
yeah, I've never seen the original of this.
No. I know it exists, but
yeah, I think I've come across it once at Marty's store, Livewire, and it was expensive.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, and next one is actually the last one that I've got to show, and I found it at the very last expo that Jex and John and I went to, which is a lot of fun. And I wasn't going to buy it, but it was, I think, $35, and I thought that's not bad, and it was open. That's probably what was cheaper. So it's the 1992 live album. So I thought $35, that's not bad at all. It's in really good shape, and again, this is obviously a Sony reissue.
Yeah, I love this one. Lots good performances, great set list. Sounds really good.
I mean, yeah, it's a greatest hits, right? Like it's best of AC/DC. Basically, they dig deep. They do Jailbreak. They do High Voltage. Like they don't just do songs that you'd expect them to do. So yeah.
And that was probably the first time you can get Bon Scott songs with Brian on vocals. Like up until that point, I don't think there was much available, like maybe bootlegs, but like
there might have been, a B-side here or there, but they hadn't put out, I don't think there'd been any concert videos. I know they put the Let There Be Rock movie out, but that's with Bon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this was really the first time that you got.
Yeah, he has a great version of TNT on there. Brian really sings that one well, sings them all well, but I love that version of TNT on there.
Yeah.
Oh, they have Sin City. Yeah, it's great track listing on that. And that's all I have. That's all I've got. So
yeah,
nobody.
Flick of the Switch was my last one on vinyl.
Yeah.
I got a few more here.
Yeah, let's Chez's gonna take us home here. Cool. Cool. Ball Breaker.
I had that playing in the car on my way here.
Our buddy Will would be just drooling. I think that's his favorite AC/DC.
Some really deep tracks are like The Fuhrer, Burning Alive, like great AC/DC songs that don't get played on the radio, but some really good ones here. So one right here.
I love Hail Caesar.
Yes. I was gonna say Hail Caesar.
Yeah, and they got that cool video that goes with that too. So
yeah, isn't that Angus like he's like superimposed on like his story?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Coliseum and yeah.
I like doing like a Forrest Gump thing there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Stiff
upper lip. Yeah. I almost bought that on vinyl in Toronto in 2004, but I ended up buying Rush Feedback instead.
Ooh,
you didn't see a lot of current albums on vinyl at that time.
Yeah.
Like never. So.
Black Ice.
Very cool.
Nice. This one.
Now, Ches, when that came out, did that come out in a variety of colors like the CD did?
I don't think it did, but I wouldn't be surprised if they exist. The only one I've ever seen was this red one.
Yeah.
And even for my CD, that's the color I have is a red one. Would love to get this one in, well, like all the colors, but I've never seen them. But yeah, really cool. Love this one. Nice comeback.
Yeah, it's a good album. I saw them on that tour in Magnetic Hill. See, that was a great show. And yeah, my CD's blue of that.
I think mine is yellow.
Yeah. They understood how that worked.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right here. This was part of the Backtracks box set.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was one vinyl and it's got the rarities on here. So it's got those songs you were mentioning, Tim, and it's got
yeah.
You know, Cold Hearted Man. It's got closest thing they ever came to a ballad, that love song.
Love song, yeah, really strange song.
Yeah, it's just like when I first heard that. Again, these are all in the CDs that come with that Backtracks. This is the one vinyl. Just kind of put the you know, the B-sides and the songs that
that's cool. They made a record out of it. And it's even got up to like like Big Gun.
Yeah, it's got that on there. Yeah, Cyberspace. Yeah, so really cool there. And
Chez wins. He has us all beat.
Oh yeah.
So this one, so the Iron Man 2, they got a hold of.
Cool.
Yes, I remember that.
Now this sold really well because AC/DC doesn't do greatest hits. So who made who in this one? They sold really well because this is probably the closest we're gonna get.
Yeah. It's really, it's totally AC/DC's greatest hits. And what I find interesting is like I think there's only 2 songs that played on the actual Iron Man 2 movie.
Yeah, the end credits. And I forget there was another part I think near the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really cool songs on here. They got some Black Ice ones on here. They got Bond ones. Yeah, really good. So I was happy to get that one when it came out. And then we got another live one. This is from the Black Ice tour.
Oh, live at River Plate. Yeah, I got all these. I've got on CD. I don't have them on. This is cool to see them on vinyl.
So again, this one it's on red, but the video and the CD were released a year earlier, and then a year later, then they put the vinyl out. So the last record that Malcolm appears on.
Yeah.
So really good there. And then we're coming up. So we got Rock or Bust.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's going to show through, but it's got that cover.
It's got the lenticular cover. Yeah, like it's like Psycho Circus or
Yeah, I see it there.
Yeah.
Really nice package. Like this came with the CD, which I wish all vinyl would come with the CD. Now they used to be more vinyl would come with CDs, but now with the price going up, you'd think they'd all come with CDs, but I think that's becoming a thing of the past. But yeah, this one did come with the CD and good packaging.
Or at least a download, you know, so you can listen to them like on MP3.
I find that they're even getting cheap with the downloads. Like that's kind of becoming a thing of the past, and that really does cost nothing. You know, I don't.
We have a CD costs next to nothing to chuck in there. Like that's not.
Yeah, exactly. So, Power Up here.
Oh, really, really great comeback. Like I really like that album.
Yeah, I need to
get it.
Yeah.
I do have that one on cassette, but I don't have it on vinyl.
Oh, Tim, I've been looking for that. Is that an official cassette?
Yeah, it is. I think it's from the UK, but it's on Sony.
Oh, nice. I heard.
I got it off Discogs. Yeah.
Nice. I heard it exists, and would love to get that one. Now, this one right here. This is unofficial, but the band did officially release this on CD in the Bonfire box set.
Oh yes, that's a good one. Live from the Atlantic Studio.
So I got this at a record show, and of course I'm walking by and I looked and I asked the guy, and of course he's going to tell me it's official, but I knew it wasn't. It does play really well. I love that box set, the Bonfire, and I love this show on there. So they really do a good job. And yeah, he gave it to me at a really good price. So, looking it up, I knew it wasn't official, but it was official in the sense that the band did release it on CD. But
yeah, it was like a not a bootleg. Bootleg's not the right word, but it's like counterfeit version of something that actually is
yeah,
real. But yeah, but yet you look at it and says, well, it says live from Atlantic Studios. How could this be fake?
yeah,
but
exactly.
but yeah, that's a really raw, really early performance, and I think it's just a very small crowd.
Yeah, yeah, and they sound great, and
Yeah.
so I was happy to get that. I got a couple of singles, couple of record store day singles. So we got this one here. It's got "Shoot the Thrill" and "War Machine" from live at River Plate. So this is a record
Cool.
store day. Yeah,
Nice.
and this one here, another record store day, "Rocker Bus."
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Songs there. And the last two I got, so Brian Johnson's first band, Jordy, I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah,
We put the best of here. I got this at a record show.
cool.
And this one here, these are more Jordy songs, but this was released around the time of Back in Black. They made it look like a Brian Johnson.
Oh
solo
yeah,
album.
yeah. Look at the font.
Yeah, they got the font and the bolts, but they are Jordy songs. And if anybody's never checked out them, like some really good stuff there. Kind of like more along the lines of Slade.
Yeah, and he sings
Yeah.
a little bit differently. Like he's
Yeah.
it's not the scream, it's not the screaming that he would become known for with AC/DC. But I'll tell you guys too, something else that I saw on YouTube. I didn't know it existed, but right around or just before he joined AC/DC, Brian did a commercial for Hoover vacuum cleaners.
Yes.
And
Yeah, he talks
if you
about that in his
if
book.
you
Yeah.
watch, if you can Google that, say Brian Johnson vacuum cleaner commercial, and you'll see it. And it's like, I'm like, I want to hear this whole song. It's a rocking song. But yeah, it's just.
And the whole story, like he talks about it in his book. He was working at this job. He was installing like something to do with like windshield wipers or something like that. He was doing good there. He had gotten Jordy back on the ground because they had broken up, and he was doing like weekend gigs. And then he was home and he got this call, and it was from the management and for that audition, and he didn't believe them. And of course it was them. And history's, the history there. I just find that it's so cool because him and Bond, they crossed paths before.
Yeah.
And Bond made that comment that he really liked, Brian's voice. It's just so cool how kind of everything came full circle, and the band kind of kept that in mind, and been there ever since, and now back with them, which is great news, and got those issues with his hearing all fixed out. So that's what I got there. So it's just great.
So that's great to have all, like, we've got the pretty much, except for the Australian issues. I suppose I could have asked Peter or Steve if they wanted to come on, but like I think we've got the pretty much the catalog represented, and Chez having that rarities record, we've pretty much talked about everything. So very cool, very cool. So guys, thanks for doing this. Really cool to see all those singles and just seeing those recent ones, which I don't have any of them on vinyl. So that's why we do these things. Check out other people's collections. So Jex, you can find Jex on Grab a Stack of Rock. You can find him on Distortion Dan, and you'll find him here. You'll find Chez here. You'll find them both in my Y&T book, Down for the Count, the Y&T album review. And so guys, go listen to some AC/DC, and thank you all for watching Tim's Vinyl Confessions. See you later.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.